at 616-774-2424. It's West Michigan Live with Justin Barkley on Wood Radio.
Welcome in, folks. It is a gorgeous day. Look at the sun shining out there already this morning. Coming to you live from high atop downtown Grand Rapids here in West Michigan. It is West Michigan Live. Big stories today. Lots to cover. Never a dull moment. And a big piece of breaking news that I have yet to discuss on this program. We'll get to all of it, plus your calls, 616-774-2424. Chime in on the iHeartRadio app as well. Hit the talkback feature there, that microphone. Sound off.
News, weather, and traffic. And the biggest stories of the day. We're talking about what matters most in West Michigan and beyond. This is the Big Three. Now, today's Big Three.
Yes, we're going to talk about all the stories you'll be discussing around the water cooler, the dinner table, no matter where you are. The stories they won't share with you in certain places. The context you need. Yes, the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. Folks, we're getting into it today. The Big Three, all powered by our good friends at Heartland Home Mortgage. Maybe you want to tap into the equity in your home, put a little bit more money back into your pocket, pay off some credit card debt. Yeah, the time has come. They can help you with that and any other custom solution. Boy, they have some, just wait, some of the solutions they have at Heartland Home Mortgage. Dave Galloway and the team can help you no matter what. It's worth a call, 5 minutes to find out no matter what you're doing, whether they can give you a hand or not. 616-974-9105 or online at hhmlending.com.
Number one.
Candlelight Visual had late yesterday, of course, for the 17-year-old that was shot riding his bike in Wyoming. Crime continues to be an issue. The folks there in Wyoming Police Department of Public Safety, and of course the folks at Silent Observer, asking for details and tips. If you can help, we would definitely appreciate it. Certainly with that family of the victim as well.
Number two.
Michigan getting national attention in this election. President Trump's been here, Obama this weekend, and Senator Ted Cruz in town last night, stumping for John Gibbs. A standing room only crowd for Gibbs last night at Noto's on 28th Street. Hundreds gathering to hear from the senator, next congressman from West Michigan, including Congressman Tim Walberg, Congressman Bill Heisinger, Angela Regas there in the crowd as well. I got to tell you, lots of good folks coming together. Not only, just an absolutely energetic crowd there as things continue to ramp up election night. Well, just days away at this point. Former Vice President Mike Pence making a stop in Michigan tomorrow for the Faith and Freedom Rally in Portage. Along with Congressman Bill Heisinger, the Fed has raised its benchmark interest rates. Here's what I was talking about when it comes to maybe getting rid of some of that credit card debt that's just ridiculous, right? The interest rates are incredible on a lot of these cards, and, they're going to go up even further. It will cost folks more money to borrow. That's the cost of your home, a business loan, whatever you're talking about. Again, the Fed trying to raise these interest rates to cool off by inflation. The same folks who have caused the problem here now coming to the rescue, of course, printing money, sending it out to folks, and now they say they have the solution, folks. They got to just let them handle it. They'll take care of it all. Keep an eye on it. Oh, the economy, stupid. It's the economy. It's the poll now from CNN that I saw today that it really just, I think, says it all. And there's no getting around this. 75% of Americans now believe the economy is in a recession. Well, first of all, they won't admit this. They will not admit this to you because they say, oh, no, nothing. No, nothing to see here. They changed the definition on recession. You know that. And then if they're not doing that, they're monkeying with numbers, so it doesn't seem like there's an actual recession. So there's no problems because, again, we've got midterm elections, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that they run the interference on it all. And it's just, it's disconnect, like it is with everything else, disconnection with reality. Yeah, I don't care what they say to you, how much they try to lie. Yeah, you're feeling it. You know, because you and I are at the grocery store. Biden ain't shopping for groceries. Who could tell you last time you went into a grocery out licking $8 ice cream cones, getting brain freeze? No idea what things cost. But you and I, the American people, we know. Mhm. So I'm going to translate this for you. They're worried. That's CNN's Dana Bash. They are worried. Yep. They know what's coming. They know what is right around the corner, and there is nothing they can do about it. There is nothing they can do about it. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, there is a thing or two, and yeah, we're guarding against that too. But if you watched, I don't know who decided this for him, but they rolled the resident out last night. The divider in chief, they rolled Biden out last night to give another speech, and I don't during the World Series. And what a heck of a game, by the way. Did you see any of that? I just saw some highlights, but I was kind of blown away by it all. A no hitter with the combined what 4 pitchers? What a game! Nobody watching. Nobody watching Biden up on stage drooling, saying, "God, he doesn't even know who he is half the time, let alone who he is." Here he is at one point, tried it. They just keep banging the drum, apparently with a hammer this time, banging the drum on January 6th. Americans, while we may think, oh, that was kind of bad. That was horrific. We don't want to see that happen again. Well, we may look at things like that and you may be turned off by it. You still have a few questions about it. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get answers. That panel, that committee, they're out there trying to get all the answers, right? So maybe we'll get some answers about it. But yeah, he's out there comparing the two. And then our news this morning, I hear it just several days late, telling us that CNN now says the attacker there in the Pelosi hammer time attack apparently was an illegal immigrant. We're just now finding this out. So thanks, CNN. But here he is last night comparing a hammer time to January 6th. He said that the man who came wanted to take her hostage to interrogate her. He threatened to break her kneecaps. Biden went on to make comparisons between. He said, "This is the same thing." Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy when he came in? He said, "This is the same thing they said on January 6th." He keeps going to the well on this stuff, and this is not going to move the needle for anybody. None of this makes a difference to people like me and you who are paying so much more now for everything from gas to groceries. He says he's the one to bring Americans together. The same guy who called half of America the threat to democracy.
Take her hostage, to interrogate her, to threaten to break her kneecaps. But she wasn't there. Her husband, my friend Paul Pelosi, was home alone.
In his underwear.
The assailant tried to take Paul hostage. He woke him up. He wanted to tie him up. The assailant ended up using a hammer
This sounds like
to smash Paul's skull. Thankfully, by the grace of God, Paul survived. All this happened after the assault, and it's hard to even say. It's hard to even say. After the assailant entered the home asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?"
Let's be honest. There's a lot that's hard for you to say, Mr. Resident. There's a lot that's hard for you to say. I mean, everyday words, hard for you to say. This is tough stuff. Hey, somebody made a really good point. Where's a presidential seal? Somebody in the chat on the behind the scenes live stream at Facebook and Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Getter, YouTube, all those different places are watching behind the scenes commenting today. Where is the presidential seal on the podium there? That is really interesting. Just moments after calling half of America, that's MAGA Republicans, just moments after calling them a threat to democracy, Biden is out there. Well, we know what the real threat to our country is. We know what the real threat to all of our existence is. And quite frankly, it's not half of the country who voted for Donald Trump. No, it's the price of everything right now. It's the crime that's through the roof. It's the southern border that's wide open. By the way, if you want to talk about wide open borders, this man who has overstayed his welcome is illegal immigrant. Biden, maybe he played a role in some of that.
Must remember that democracy is a covenant. We need to start looking out for each other again, seeing ourselves as we the people, not as entrenched enemies. This is a choice we can make. Must remember.
So there he is. He said, after saying that, half of you are threat to democracy, you're the real problem here in America. After saying that, he has then moved on to saying that's time for us to come together. We've got to look out for each other. Yeah, I got more of this. We'll play the audio coming up in just moments. You'll get it all coming up here. Appreciate you being with us this morning. Yes, a lot still. Plus, I got big breaking news that I have yet to share here. Big breaking news this morning. We'll get to that. You can join the program at any time right here on West Michigan Live.
Breaking down the story. It's West Michigan Live with Justin Barkley on News Radio Wood 1300 and 106.9 FM.
Fall is here. You can feel it in the air. It's been a little while since we had to kick on that furnace. So how do you know that when it's time, your furnace will be ready? Hey, it's Justin Barkley for ProTech Heating and Cooling. Avoid those funny odors, the noises, the breakdowns with an annual furnace clean and check from ProTech Heating and Cooling. Routine maintenance can extend the life of your furnace up to 5 years. Schedule a furnace clean and check from ProTech Heating and Cooling today. Online, go to protectgr.com. That's protectgr.com. See the folks I trust. ProTech Heating and Cooling.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm.
Got to give those guys a plug because they help make this. So if you are in the West Michigan area, give them a shout. They'll do their best to take care of you. So real patriots and folks who support this program. So thank you, folks. Thank you to the folks at ProTech. Yeah, I got a little bit of I don't know if it's a cold or if it's allergies. I don't know what it is, but it is, they're not getting a lot of sleep lately here. And maybe it's just me being worn down. Maybe that's what's causing the problems. I'm not quite sure. But I'll get on all that coming up here in just a little bit. Sorry about the audio issues this morning. Every now and then we have a problem with that. And it's not anything that we didn't do or forgot to do, or it's just that every now and then we get back and forth on this software that we use that wants us to push certain buttons and the ones that don't want us to push certain buttons. So it's frustrating. But, we'll fix it nevertheless. So I appreciate the heads up. When you do let me know what's going on. Chris, I'm going to see if I can grab your link. Hang on. Can you send that to me, Chris? Can you send that link to me? I can't for some reason. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. All right. Let me see if I can get this pulled up for a little later on. Story about the after show coming up in just moments, too. Stand by, folks. Welcome back in. It's News Radio 1300 to 106.9. I appreciate you being here with us today. And, of course, you can join the program at any time. Hit the talkback button, that microphone right over there on the iHeartRadio app next to the play button. All you have to do is sound off, rant, rave, ask a question. You can do it all from that app, then we can play it on the air. It's a way of joining the program that I think a lot of people are enjoying, thanks to our good friends at MKD Funeral Homes. I got an answer for the question. Somebody said, where was the presidential seal? Where was a presidential seal? So I got an answer for this. Somebody sent me on a text message. I'm not sure if you knew this or not, but it wasn't a White House event. It was a Democrat National Convention, a DNC event. That's why there's no presidential seal, because he was campaigning, apparently. So there you go. Ah, you learn something new every day. The Resident. All right, big news, big breaking. And this is kind of a personal nature. But the moment we have been waiting for in the Barkley household came, and it came quickly on Monday. Our little girl was born Monday evening, 5:06, 7 pounds, 12 ounces, 20 inches at 39 weeks. She was a week early. Little Miss Anna Joy. And she is our bundle of joy. She is a little pumpkin. She's an absolute treasure, and we are so grateful to have her here with us. And born safely, healthy, baby's happy, mommy's happy, everybody's happy this morning. We are so thrilled about that. And in fact, we'll be posting pictures. I shared this with folks on Locals last night. If you're not in the Locals group, supporters got the first heads up on this over on Locals, justinbarclay.com/locals. But I wanted to wait to make sure that I was able to share this with you. It's been a busy couple of days. Mom and baby and I, not a lot of sleep, but eventually we did get a pretty good night's rest last night. And here's a picture if you're watching a behind-the-scenes live stream. There she is. And I don't think there's any doubt that she's mine, huh? I will show you a couple more pictures of her. But her mother was an absolute rock star. I mean, just amazing to watch it all happen. This woman gave birth without any epidural or anything like that. She got a little bit of the gas, and I couldn't believe. She was just amazing. Just amazing to watch it all. Her sister was there with us, and Grandma and Grandpa were watching our little girl, Ada Grace, who, was born at 27 weeks. So we had spent a lot of time in the NICU together. There's Anna Joy there on the and then mom and baby. And man, I have a lot to break down. A lot of interesting. Now we only spent about it's a little over 24 hours. We finally got out of the hospital. They make you stay 24 hours now with baby. But we finally got out of the hospital. I want to say it was Man, was it 7 o'clock or so? 7 o'clock. So a little over 24 hours from the due date, or from the the actual birth time at 5:06. There she is, little sister, and of course, big sister is very excited that she's here. We've been reading the book to her about big sister, and she takes her responsibility very seriously. Folks, I got to tell you that during this time, once again, a father of 2 daughters now, it just underscores for me the importance of everything that is at stake coming up in this election. It just underscores everything, what we actually face in this election, and how that will play out here in the state of Michigan and then across the country. We've all got to come out in numbers like we've never seen before. And we've got to make sure that we bring family and friends and others to the polls with us. You got to talk to people, because, folks, the lives of my 2 daughters are in the balance. That your kids, your grandkids, the kind of nation we leave for them, in the kind of state we leave for them is in the balance, folks. My Little Pumpkin, they're born on Halloween. My little bundle of joy. Now you know why I fight so hard. Thank you so much, folks in the chat. I really appreciate your comments and just really feel blessed. Really feel blessed by it all. Thank you so much. She's been such a great baby so far. Such a great baby. And now the best part, Lizzie gets to vote in person like she wanted to. She said, I don't want to have to vote to absentee. I want to vote in person. And I totally get it. I understand that. And gosh, I mean, it will be a heck of a time, that's for sure, on Tuesday when we go to vote. Yep, she does look like me a lot, doesn't she? But she also kind of looks like Lizzie's side of the family too, a little bit. Her one of our nephews, she looked quite a bit like him. They had a lot of look at that head of hair. You believe how much hair she's got? I mean, that's this little girl. We could see it on the ultrasound. They had us going to the ultrasound. Well, they had a specialist because she was born at her sister was born at 27 weeks. So they had us going to a specialist. At one point, we get an ultrasounds like once a week or twice every other week kind of thing. Yes. So we could see, they would tell. We never got to see her face. So Lizzie was very excited. She had heartburn a little bit, like once or twice, but other than that, not as much as you would think with all that hair, Shannon. It was crazy. But look at that hair, so much of it. I just can't believe it. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. She is beautiful. Born on Reformation Day. You're right. There you go. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? All right, folks, hang on. We got some school board candidates we're going to talk to coming up here in just a moment. Okay. Hang on one second. If you hear me pause it, I'm doing a little bit of clearing my throat and blowing my nose here because, like I said, I got allergies or something. And the masks, oh my gosh. So we didn't wear the mask very much in a hospital. Hang on. I got to tell you, man, if we get to a Rona report today, I'm back and forth on the after show. I want to do one, but I also want to get back to the baby and of course, there's only with my I don't know, whatever's bothering me here. There's only so much talking I want to do. I need to kind of try and rest it up, but it's been so important. It's been so important. To continue to be on the air, especially leading up to the election. Hoping that she would wait until after the election. but she had different plans. Monica says, I'm doing a month. Please tell me how the hospital is with the mask. Well, first of all, Lizzie didn't wear her mask, I think, hardly at all. I mean, like, at all. And they don't give you they don't give you any sort of pushback or any of that. Elizabeth, that is my goal. Take a week off after the election. That is kind of my goal. If it all goes smoothly. So let's pray for that, right? Hang on one second. I'm gonna jump back on the air here. But when you're in the room, I'm not wearing it at all. I mean, when I would go out into the common areas, I would throw it on just to be polite or whatever. But I am not a fan of masks, and that may be one of the reasons why I have some of the issues today. I met a guy on the elevator. He's leaving one morning, didn't have his on, and I would almost forget to put it on when I go out because I'm not wearing it. And then the nurses, that's a whole nother story. Oh, you can tell the nurses are done. Several of them with them down below their nose, and they don't. And then nobody's saying anything to them either. They've been through it all. All right, folks, back in a second. Hang on, I got to get back on the air. Lots happening in behind the scenes live stream. If you ever want to catch it over on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, Getter, YouTube, all the usual places, and my website, justinbarkley.com. Lots of folks in the fight standing up. Parents, all the way from parents who are saying that I'm going to go to school board meetings, to folks who are going to jump in and fight the fight at a school board level. Folks joining us now, they're affectionately called Bob and Joe. They're fighting for parents and kids there. And appreciate you being here with us, Bob, Wonder Jim, and Joe. What is your last name?
Stefan.
Appreciate you guys being here with us today. Take the time. You guys are running for school board. What's the district again? And let's get into, I want to talk about why you guys are running and the fight that you're facing.
Well, it's Granville Public Schools. This is Bob. It's Granville Public Schools. And essentially, we're trying to bring back parents having a voice. We're trying to bring back traditional values and hold on to that. We're trying to make sure kids have their innocence remain intact. And we just want to get rid of the woke in schools. Pronouns, all the pieces that came into play when COVID came upon us, and there was a perfect opportunity for that to slide in.
Let me ask you guys, what is the biggest threat that parents are talking about right now their kids are facing in the schools, and what are they most concerned with, Joe?
Well, from the parents that I talk to, the biggest concern for them is having a voice and being informed on things that are happening. For example, the safety of their children in the school. School shootings throughout this country is a terrible thing, and parents are concerned in the little town of Granville, as everywhere else across the country.
You guys are pretty extreme, according to your opponents anyway. They sent out a mailer saying MAGA extremists are waging war on our kids. I guess it's extreme now to think that, only girls should be in the girls' bathrooms and locker rooms. I guess it's extreme now to say, hey, parents ought to have a say in what their kids are being taught in schools. Quit trying to sexualize them. And let's get back to basics. Let's teach reading, writing, and arithmetic. It turns out there's actually a lot of teachers on your side, too. They're sort of the silent majority. They don't speak up as much because they don't want to get caught in the crosshairs. But I bet you're hearing a lot from teachers as well, aren't you?
That's correct. They'll come to us one-on-one so that they know in the schools they've got to let, the major union area, try and drive the voice. But that really, I believe the majority of teachers believe in that traditional areas of teaching and what we need to do. One of the key things, Justin, with Granville that, I've always been proud of for my time on the board is our parent participation I'm going to say from elementary all the way to the high school when it comes to conferences, there's a strong partnership there. We get 95, 98% parent participation.
Wow.
So parents are connected to the schools, and they just want that back. And they want to see what's going on in schools. They want transparency.
Now, we've heard a lot of craziness in these schools, drag queen story hour and things like that. Is one of your opponents a former drag queen or something like that?
Joe, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, Justin, that's correct. One of our opponents is a drag queen. He spent some time down at Key West, it sounds like. I guess there's some pictures of that out there. Our parents that are committed to us do not want that in our system. This particular competitor of ours has no skin in the fight, really. He's a substitute teacher, has no children in the district, doesn't have any children at all. And our parents just do not want that in our system.
This sounds very familiar to another story we had yesterday about Forest Hills School District and another candidate.
Yeah.
Why are these very extreme individuals, why are they so busy? And why do they want to be so much involved in what?
The biggest, it is. I think part of the issue we have is there seems to be on the left an opportunity to slide into this. They feel parents are just going to allow it to happen. And unfortunately, COVID really provided some resolve with parents saying, okay, I gave you the opportunity with virtual learning and masks, and you still didn't give me what I wanted. I'm not going to trust you anymore with my precious cargo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You've got to tell me what you're doing.
Yeah.
Come on, bring that partnership back. And so I think the other side is trying to push it because they feel there's still an opportunity, but they don't understand the resolve of parents.
I understand some of these school board candidates have even been endorsed or received money. I don't know if they have your opponents have, but from the Democrat Party, it's supposed to be a nonpartisan race.
Yes. I mean, it's unbelievable who's they're connected with, the MEA, and there's 5 candidates, but there's really only 2 that are on the left. But, when it comes to Vote Common Good and the Progressive Women's Alliance of West Michigan, the West Michigan Progressive PAC, they're throwing a ton of money behind our candidates, our opponents. So they think there's an opportunity there with those 2 gentlemen.
So folks want to find out more about Papa Joe. How should they reach out? Do you guys have a website or a way folks can get in touch? And I know that you guys are running kind of together as a team.
Yeah, we have. We have a common. We're endorsed by Ottawa Impact. So our website is granvilleschoolboard.com.
Okay.
And if they search either Bob Wonder Jim or Joe Steffes on Facebook, they can find us there.
GranvilleSchoolboard.com is where they can go for more information and, of course, the usual social media sites for looking for your names again. So Bob Wonder Jim, Joe Steffes. And if you want to go online, you can find out more about Jeff and Bob there, of course, online at GranvilleSchoolboard.com. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for getting involved.
Thanks, Justin. And congratulations. You got a new one. And I hope you can, have those traditional values follow through in your family as well as she goes through school.
Well, we're praying for you guys and for many others who are stepping up to join this fight. Of course, our 21 days of prayers. We are now just days away from this election. So much at stake. Joe and Bob, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You got it. Bob Wonder Jim, Joe Steffes, both endorsed by Ottawa Impact. And, of course, fighting for you and your kids in the Granville Public Schools. Taking a quick break. Back in just moments, folks. You can join the program, too. We continue to talk to some of the candidates that you may not get the chance to hear from. Maybe they'll have the big bucks to get on the TV or the radio, wherever it might be. But we just have felt like these folks deserve a voice. We'll give them a chance to join. Of course, we talk to their opponents too, but they never seem to really want to have those conversations. It's kind of odd, isn't it? Join the program if you can. Reach out. We're online right now. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, in all of those places. The behind-the-scenes live stream continues on. All right, folks. Another couple of good ones there, Joe and Bob. If you're in that area, please spread the word. Even if you're not, spread the word. You know people in the Granville area. It will be voting on Tuesday. That's a good way to make sure we do that. All right, 1 second here. I got to take care of some things behind the scenes here. Okay. Let me do this here. Looking for something special. I gotta play this guy. Again. All right. All right, back on the air here in just a moment, folks. Appreciate you joining us. Stand by. What is it with the drag queen agenda? It really is. You don't ask why kids should or should not have to be subjected to this in school. The question is, why do drag queens, or why do these people feel like they have to be reading books to your kids? It really is strange, isn't it? Or dancing in front of them, or it just, look, nothing against those individuals. What they want to do on their own time, adults are being adults. You're not hurting anyone. That's up to you. But, you know, when you involve kids, we got a whole nother issue. Dana Nessel, Attorney General here in Michigan, love to see it all.
A drag queen for every school.
She wants it in every school, in fact. It's just, it's not really about Republican and Democrat this time around, is it? It's John Gibbs has said, it's about crazy and normal.
A drag queen for every school.
We've hit that crossroads. Well, it's just wild. Lots of audio coming up, and may be able to get into some of this later on today. Biden last night out there on the trail and apparently stumping. That's why he didn't have the presidential seal. Tucker took him down, just kind of tore him apart last night. Listen to what he had to say about the divider in chief in his speech last night.
Under Joe Biden, it has become a homeless encampment, a place that is too filthy and too dangerous for Starbucks. Standing at this monument to his own failures, Biden proceeded to do what he now so commonly does, bark at the rest of us for our moral failures. The guy who showered with his daughter is telling you you're a bad person. Tonight's topic, democracy. Here's a taste of it. Tonight, Biden traveled across the city of Washington to Union Station.
Love that, by the way.
Built by Teddy Roosevelt more than 100 years ago, Union Station was for generations one of the most beautiful public buildings in this country. Under Joe Biden, it has become a homeless encampment, a place that is too filthy and too dangerous for Starbucks. Standing at this monument to his own failures, Biden proceeded to do what he now so commonly does, bark at the rest of us for our...
There's no denying it. There is no denying it. Here's Whitmer again talking about how she's riding with Biden.
When I was running for governor, we're cut from a similar cloth.
Yeah, she said, he came in and now he campaigned. Now, I haven't seen him come in and campaign for her this time around. We did see Obama. I'm just curious, why do you think it is that we haven't seen him in town? Maybe it's because the approval ratings are so low. Maybe it's because Americans are tired of all of the Biden inflation, the cost of everything, gas to groceries going up through the roof, crime, and now these parental rights issues continue to be a problem. Joining us right now to talk about some of these issues is Tommy Brand. Tommy, appreciate you being here with us today. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Justin. Glad to be here with you.
Absolutely. Good. Yeah, I want to tell you, I watch some of the things that are that are happening. You probably hear so much about these issues. Rep. Tommy Brand is running for Senate right now here in Michigan. You're probably hearing now from all of the folks, parents and whatnot on the trail about these problems. What's the biggest thing you're hearing about from folks? Is it the Biden inflation?
It is. When I see it in my restaurant. I mean, baked potatoes were $55 a case. Wow. About a month ago, and then it used to be $21 a case. So I see it in my restaurant, but I also see it, of course, door to door, and I see it. I go to the grocery store. I'm not a big shot, so I go to the grocery store. I see it at the grocery store or Walgreens. So it is a big issue at the doors.
I talked to your brother Johnny, and he was telling me on a fillet. You guys haven't really raised your prices much, and you're trying to make sure, I guess as a business, it's tough because you can't go too high with those prices because then people are going to stop coming in. You want to make it affordable for people. So you walk that line, but the cost of fillets, and it's hardly make any money on them at all.
I don't mean they're on my menu, but I don't buy them. I mean, it's almost like you get a mortgage from the bank to buy them. They're so expensive. So you'd have to get $30 a fillet, and that's just not the brand's way. So I don't even buy them. It's out of control.
It's just too much. But it's, again, we're seeing this at every level. Gas price is another issue. Now, we were told, I guess it was in the last debate, Governor Whitmer came out and said, though there's nothing she can do about any of it. But the state of Michigan is sitting on just mountains of money right now, and it's all our money as folks who are taxpayers here in Michigan. What could be done at the state level to maybe make things a little bit easier on folks?
Well, we put up in front of her to cut the gas tax. Then she wanted, her idea was let's go the federal way, which her friend President Biden didn't want to do, to cut the federal gas tax. So we wanted to cut the local gas tax. Income tax we put up in front of her, and she didn't like that idea. I've got to increase the tax credit for working families. That's one thing that I think we both can agree on. But it's the working families are really what's getting hit. My cook going to gas station. It all goes back to energy independence. which President Trump led us into. I mean, when we were independent, I mean, that energy, that gas from Gordon Food Service, when they drop off my food, it's more expensive, not because of their fault, it's because the product they're getting costs so much money because of gas, diesel fuel. And now they're charging me a gas surcharge, which I don't blame them, but I didn't have that before.
Tommy, this is a thing that doesn't get a lot of play right now, but the cost of diesel continues to rise. We're hearing about diesel shortages in the East Coast, and we only have about 25 days, the lowest since I think the 90s that we've had in our reserves right now. That's in the supply, and this again is connected to the cost of everything, because no matter what you buy or what you get or what comes to you, it has to get there, whether it's on rail or in trucks or whatever. And all these run ships on diesel. So this is the cost of everything through the roof again. Do you think we're done with this Biden inflation? Or do you think we're going to continue to see rising prices if we don't do anything?
Oh, we're not done with it. We won't be done with it until we go back to being energy independent. And I mean, if one of the best votes I did as a state rep was under Speaker Tom Leonard when we voted to build a tunnel under Line 5. And Line 5 is Mackinac Island, and the tunnel there will actually add electric to it. Now, I know our governor wants to get rid of Line 5. We'll get rid of Line 5. We're back to our own Michigan energy problem, and it could cost us up to $2.2 billion in energy costs in the state of Michigan. So I mean, that was one of my best votes to build that tunnel, and they're trying to stop that tunnel. And it's so, yeah, no, I don't think we're going to be out of this until we get gas prices under control.
You know, Biden, Whitmer, the rest of them. It seems like on one hand, they'll say they want to bring people together and they want to be uniters. They want to unify the state or the country. But on the other hand, they constantly talk about how people are extreme, or they'll call folks who voted for President Trump or whatnot, they'll call them radicals and they're a threat to democracy and things like that. Some of this rhetoric's really got to get tamped down. What do we do to bring people a little bit closer? I think, honestly, I think Biden has been a uniter. He's united everybody against him with all these crazy, with the Biden inflation, the way things are going. I mean, independents and Democrats are coming out in record numbers to vote for Republicans this time around, not because of a red wave or anything like that, but they just want to see return to normal.
I'm just proud of it. You know, as a small businessman for 51 years, my restaurant's been on division. I was there last night working, and for 51 years, I've met a payroll, and everybody thinks, oh, your dad gave you a restaurant. Nope. I paid back. I had a $30,000 loan. I paid it back with interest. I had $5,000 a month payments as a 19-year-old kid. So, as a small businessman, I know. One thing that President Obama said, that you didn't build that just tore my heart out as a small businessman. And so that's not, again, you're right, that's not dividing. I mean, small business people are really respected in this country, but a little lack of respect sometimes from this administration and President Biden is remarkable.
Yeah, I gotta say, people are, I think, coming together in more ways than ever before. If people want to find out more, Tommy, what can they do? Obviously, they come eat at the restaurant, but you want them to come vote for you as well for state senate. What's the best website, the best place for them to go to find out more information?
Well, www. Tommy Brand for state senate. But I mean, just come on, vote. My district's Granville, Wyoming, Kentwood. In Precinct 3 in Grand Rapids Township and City of Grand Rapids, south of Fulton. So I really, I started in March. I'm just lucky I'm still here because I use a bicycle. I used Peter Hoekstra's idea. And I been in thunderstorms on my bicycle. I've hit close to 9,000 doors. My work ethic, my dad taught me a hard work ethic as a teenager. My mom died when I was 13, so my dad put us to work right away. And my friends were doing drugs, and we weren't, because we were working. So I called it the John Brand Work Release Program, because he kept us working. And so supporting a good small businessman like me, I appreciate anybody's support in this race.
Yeah. Tommy Brand, thank you so much for joining us today. BrandForSenate.com. BrandForSenate.com is the website. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you fight.
Oh, thank you, Justin. Bye now.
Got it. Absolutely. The entire Brand family in the fight. Yeah, folks are stepping up at all different angles now. We're trying to get as many of the candidates, as many folks in the fight, of course, on the air between now and Election Day next Tuesday. Of course, you remember that this is true. You got to think about it in a very simple way. We are just days away from probably one of the biggest elections. Remember, Republicans vote on Tuesday, Democrats vote on Wednesday. Of course, I'm joking, but because they'll come after you. That's misinformation. Folks, I want to thank one of our biggest supporters, Mentality, the folks at Mentality. Go to lowtusa.com today to find out how they can help you. Low energy, weight gain or muscle loss, irritability, anxiety, depression, those type of things. Could be low testosterone levels. Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. And they want to help you. They've got great solutions for you. Melody, check them out at lowtusa.com. Go to lowtusa.com. That's low, the letter T, USA.com today. Thank you, everyone, for all the congratulations on the birth of our little girl, Anna Joy. She was born on Monday. Reformation Day, as reminded. Yeah, great day, very important. And thank you so much for all of the well wishes and the prayers. We appreciate you. God bless, folks. Make it a great day. Yeah, Tammy, I agree. I am not sure why on that situation, and I'd like to have some conversations with him a little bit more in depth on that. Because now, I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give them a chance to come back into the fold. There's a lot of people that are learning, and they've gone through it all. Did you see the pandemic amnesty thing that was floated the other day? They think we ought to have pandemic amnesty. Everyone wants to act like it's, the folks who were so crazy during it all. They want to act like it was, such a, we just got to forget and forgive and move on. No, we don't. Don't ever forget, folks. Never forget what happened in the last couple of years. But we also need to be at the same time willing to welcome people into the fold that said, we got some of this wrong. And I tell you what, I'm waking up to it. People who are waking up, and they will continue. You probably, you've been awake for a few years. You've been awake for a few months. I don't know. You've been awake for decades. I don't know. There are still people waking up today that we've got to be willing to welcome in with open arms. We got to be willing to welcome in with open arms. Yeah, I know, Dina. That's you. People have to make their own choice on some of this stuff. I get it. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. What I'll tell you, I think if there's anybody you can have a conversation with about on that, I think it would be him. I think you could reach out to him and say, hey, what the heck is going on here? I think he would be willing to have that conversation, especially after what we know now. Yeah, great point, Faye. We have amnesty for the pandemic, but no amnesty for January 6th. And those folks that were there just walking through the Capitol after Capitol Police left the door open for them. It just held the door wide open for them. It's just incredible what went down. And there's still, many of them still in jail, still being held in jail. It's none of this stuff. None of the stuff makes any sense. What about Benson and the judge? I used to have a little bit of information on that. I'm going to try and see if we can get Patrick to come on and talk about it tomorrow. They have filed now a motion to have her held in contempt. Was the latest I saw. Will she be held in contempt of court and spend election behind bars for serial law breaking? No. That's what Patrick says, but no. You know that, and I know that. See, these certain people are above the law. You know that, and I know that. Patrick says, we may know as early as today in his tweet. This is the 5th time. And I agree. I think it's important to point these things out. But you know, and I know the truth. These people don't go to jail. Not these people. Fauci doesn't go to jail. Now you get control. Republicans get control of the House. They get control of the Senate. You're going to have some hearings. There'll be some fireworks. There'll be some sparks. But do you think they'll ever see jail time? Come on. We've got to be a little bit more realistic. I think they deserve it. I think many of them deserve it. The 5th time he says a court has determined that she failed to follow the law as a Michigan Secretary of State. Will there finally be consequences? Yeah. She is the most lawless Secretary of State in the history of Michigan. Patrick has tweeted that out. Patrick Kolbeck. See if we can get him to join tomorrow. Lots going on, folks. Okay, so I told you about an after show. You can hear my voice is kind of starting to blah, blah, blah. It's kind of going a little bit in the back. I got this cold or whatever, probably for having to wear a mask at the hospital a little bit here and there. But the less I talk, the better I get, and the more things get better. So I won't have. I'm going to pass on the after show today. Maybe we'll get to one tomorrow, but I got to stay in the fight. Again, I want to be here, even with that little baby girl. It was so hard to leave today. Let me see if maybe I can show you. They were all on the couch together at the same time before I walked out. Mom and baby and sister, and they were all watching some cartoons and hanging out with each other, and I had to leave. I had to leave that. Can you believe it? I had to leave that to come here. Oh. So yeah, I've got all the good natural stuff, and I got all the other good things, but just resting it and clearing and getting everything cleared. Doing the neti pot thing and all that. I'm just trying to do everything. I see my chiropractor today too, so I'll get everything will be good. And I did that event last night with John Gibbs and Senator Ted Cruz. Great night. What a great night. I got some thoughts from that too. I'll try and break that all down for you. Maybe tomorrow in an after show. All right, folks, gotta run. God bless. Thank you so much. Don't forget, I should probably mention this. If you want to support us, you can. Please go. A couple of ways to do it. JustinBarclay.com. Store on my website right now. We're in 21 days of prayer. We've got hoodie sale happening right now for fall. $10 off every hoodie with the use of coupon code FALL. Every hoodie $10 off. And then you can support. Somebody did this the other day. I don't know how they found the button and clicked this support button. That was really cool. Sent a little gift over, and that's nice. But another great way you can do it is you can join us over on Locals. JustinBarclay.com/locals. The folks over on Locals found out first, and I posted all the great information and the pictures, by the way, about Anna Joy over on Locals, those supporters there. Just $7 a month. Plus, we also have the ability to save a ton and get, 3 months free now when you become an annual supporter if you use a coupon code YEAR. It's over at Locals, JustinBarclay.com/locals. All right, folks, love you very much. Appreciate you being here with us. And even if we don't pray, now I'm going to pray today before we leave. But even if we miss a day of prayer or something like that, feel free to continue to pray with us. 21 days of prayer. We are just down to the end of the line here. All right, so here we go. Father, thank you so much. We just praise your name, Lord. We thank you for all the blessings, the ability to come together and have these conversations, to share the truth of ultimately what is happening. Not the fake news, but your truth. And Father, we just pray that you would lift folks up throughout, that they would feel the call, that they're able to walk in the role and the purpose that you have planned for them. Parents getting involved in school board meetings or running for school boards, people running all throughout the state. Tudor Dixon, Attorney General candidate Matt DePerno, Christina Caramo, all of the folks running for Congress, that you would lift these godly people up, even in the state races, the local races, the school boards and more. Lift them up so that we can elect the righteous people to these roles, people that are godly, and folks that would fight for you and your causes. We pray that you would defeat these proposals that are on the ballot. They're absolutely evil and godless. Defeat those proposals so that we can continue in the way that you want us to here in Michigan and throughout the nation. In your name we pray, Father. Thank you so much, Jesus. Amen. All right. That's it, folks. Appreciate you. God bless.